Welcome back.
Lovely. Is that a samurai sword?
Yeah. Okay, that's different. Yes, it is a samurai sword.
It's probably going to be my most favorite weapon to use if I ever subjected myself playing this.
Actually, I kind of don't like using it because it has the really short range of most of the melee weapons.
Oh.
Also,
Bummer.
we are somehow not aggroing this lizard woman, even though we just shot her several times.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's actually a reason I'm not approaching her body yet. One, there's other lizard women in this area. I'm trying to figure out where they... There you are. And also, when you run up to, like, the first body of the first lizard woman you kill, that huge swarm of insects comes back.
Oh. So it's best to keep your distance. That way you don't get, like, game banged by those, right?
Yeah, those can still damage it. Oh, there they go. And how come the fountain thing that comes up from the lizard woman is green when otherwise their blood is blue?
Yeah, from that distance, it just looks like some sort of weird gas or whatever, but I don't know.
Whatever.
Alright.
Now, I'm supposed to be conserving handgun ammo, but oddly enough, this game on normal difficulty at least doesn't really encourage that, because you keep finding boxes of handgun bullets everywhere.
And we have to constantly remind ourselves that this is technically a survival horror game.
Technically. Anyway, let's climb up on the roof.
Okay.
Oh, wait, I just realized that my handgun is out of bullets. I better reload while sliding to the right. But anyway, this crate is still up here. And inside...
That looks tasty.
Of course.
How many food items do you have at this point?
We have approached, if not exceeded, 250 at this point.
Way too convenient for this type of game.
And this lizard woman is stuck.
Wow.
And it's actually... I can't reach it with the samurai sword, but I can with the lance. So I'm just gonna stay up here and keep swinging down.
Are you using the TMNT NES strategy of Donatello, basically?
Basically. Damn it, now I can't reach her. But now I can. That was exciting.
Mm-hmm. The music was so intensifying, it made it so interesting.
Now let's go ahead and go into the cabin, which has spiders in it this time.
Oh.
That seems to be something they like doing on the second playthrough. It's like, oh, you had to go to a cabin before? Well, now you're going to a cabin with bugs in it! Oh hey, box of handgun bullets. Right after we used our handgun
If I could
bullets.
just find a napkin.
Just when you find out a handgun bullets, just buy more handgun bullets. And
Or shotgun
and you'll
bullets, because, yeah, bullets, shotgun, yay.
Mm-hmm.
And we already have the key for this, so we don't have to do that scavenger hunt.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing that's good about the second playthrough, is you don't have to find a bunch of those, like, keys or, like, key items that you need to progress.
Oh.
Hey, grenade.
Second playthrough? You mean you already beat this, or wait, are you talking
I'm
about?
talking about, like, the time loop thing.
Oh.
Because when you travel back in time, you keep all of the keys and the items and the weapons that you had. But now we're going to go into the secret area, because these opened up during the second run. Now, there's actually two things we're going into for this. Although, I actually had a lot of trouble getting the second one. So much so that I actually gave up on finding it in my practice run of this. I tried going through the secret area like 7 times and the item just never spawned. So I gave up.
Is there like some sort of condition that you have to do in order for it to appear or something?
It's random.
Oh.
I wonder if this will kill
By the way,
me.
the secret areas are not just the reason that this playthrough took so long for me to do, it's also the reason that we're pretty much maxed out on bullets and shells for every gun. It's the reason we have so many health items. Now, I've actually found a couple decent strategies for dealing with these centipedes. Get them on a corner, and then most of them will just charge directly into it, and makes it easier to spray them.
Oh. That's effective.
The funny thing is, the GameFAQs article I read on this actually said I don't know what the cap is for the shotgun shells. But I found out.
And what is it?
106. And by the way, just because I mentioned that, the cap for handgun bullets is 215.
Wow.
So technically, I believe enough of those spawn that we could just never use a melee weapon again.
And yet you're using the lance.
Well, the lance actually ends up being like the most useful melee weapon because it's got range and it's fast. Unlike, say, by the way, that's the large health recovery of the breadfruit. Sometimes the health items actually glitch in this. Like, I've had the mushrooms or the orange, which are supposed to do small health recovery, do large health recovery. And I had the breadfruit, which is large health recovery, do medium health recovery. And then the brown mushrooms, which do medium health recovery, do large health recovery.
How do you screw up your health items?
I'm not sure. I'm afraid to eat the canned food.
Let me guess, because it went past its expiration date or something?
It's supposed to be full health recovery, but I'm afraid it's just going to end up being like small and I'll waste one. By the way, this somehow doesn't recognize I'm here.
Even though you're like 1 feet away from it,
even
or
though it
something?
walked directly into me.
I wonder if this will kill me.
This is very questionable AI.
Alright, I believe it's time to find our first secret item. And this is actually useful later on, the white pennant.
I'm assuming it's some sort of key item or something?
You can equip it, and it says feels balanced. The reason it says that is this greatly increases like your margin of error for balancing across logs and on like narrow passes.
Oh, so you won't be falling off?
Yeah, and it's actually really useful. And this is the worst goddamn thing about this area. There are exploding ants in this area.
Oh. At first sight, it doesn't look that threatening, but I'll take your word for it.
They run into you and explode. And they're decently fast. The reason I got these is just because I saw them coming and I was able to have time to switch weapons. By the way, I'm tossing a few of these ant bombs so I can pick these up.
I've always wanted one of these.
And the reason I'm doing that is that's a bonus objective for this
That
area,
might
is
be
to
useful.
pick up, I believe, 10 ant bombs. You're supposed to actually do that for a boss, but you can actually just run the secret area over and over and get it that way too.
Are you just like walking over the bugs?
Yeah, I'm just running into a wall because their AI takes them in a circular path or directly toward you, so you can just run against a wall and eventually step on all of them. This is some of the best AI you'll ever see, by the way. Oh, wait. Yeah, I just reloaded my handgun just so I could pick up those bullets. But anyway, enough of that secret area. Now what I didn't show you is that I wound up running this secret area like 6 more times to try and get the item. And in fact, I'm actually going back to the cabin at the end of this area so I can save so that I could keep reloading every time I didn't get the item. But on the way, we're going to pick up everything else. Oh, great, more handgun bullets.
And you couldn't carry anymore.
Now, I want to say this section's not as bad, because you basically just have the couple lizard women and some moths. But if I wasn't doing the secret areas, it would probably cut about 4 or 5 hours off of my playthrough time.
And you would have been doing something else, like playing a better game.
Yeah. I had to keep switching back to Pandora's Tower sometimes just because I needed to cleanse the palate of this game.
I need to start playing that. I'm sorry, yes. I've had it for a while and I haven't even touched it yet.
At least you have it.
Yeah, because I wanted to support it.
This moth I'm trying to finish off fell into the carnivorous plant, and now I got stuck in the plant.
Seems like you're in a picky situation.
You would think that the plant would just chomp on the insect, but guess not.
I still can't get over the concept of lizard women. It just sounds very off.
Oh, but the canine men are okay.
Wait, canine men? I don't think I've seen that. I've seen those. Oh wait, did I?
Yeah, you saw them in the secret area.
Oh.
Those ugly-looking things that run on all fours.
Oh, those.
Those are supposed to be canine men.
I just assumed they were just giant red bugs or something, because, you know, escaping Bug Island.
Nope. We broke that motif a long time ago.
Yeah. I guess this is what happens when I don't follow along with this playthrough, but, yeah.
Okay, just for reference, this is how small the area is if you don't have the white pennant equipped.
Oh.
But when we have it equipped, look at how much larger the area is.
That's very convenient.
Yeah, and we'll use it maybe one more time after this.
So it's only useful for 2 areas, right?
Yeah, that's the thing, is a lot of these really useful items you don't get until so late in the game that you rarely use them. And wait. Breadfruit! Yes! This is what I needed in my life.
So is this... Alright, and so far in the story, so is this guy, like, the only alive human in the island now at this point?
Actually, by
Tasty
going back in
island
time, he's actually saved some of the people he encountered before.
Oh. Oh yeah, that's right,
I
time
wonder
loop.
if this will
Yeah.
kill me.
Yeah, that's a thing. Oh, wait. Yes. We may reach 300 yet.
By the way,
Okay, well, at least that's done with.
right.
Now let... Damn it. So anyway, as I was saying, once you get to the end of this area, there's... damn it.
God, how many more of these things are you gonna have to fight?
Well, you're gonna... 2 at once! And a moth.
I got a question. Why are you using the sword if you're not...
Because I want to
When you can
challenge
use-
myself, since this game won't do it.
Yeah, I figured. So it's like you're gonna have to like force challenge on yourself in order to
Yes,
make this.
I got the moth with the sword. I'm actually low on health, so medium health recovery. That's actually not medium health recovery, but okay.
Like which?
Yeah, the health items in this game tend to screw up, like, how much health you're supposed to get back.
Well, hey, works for you, I guess.
Yeah, it works out great for me, except for when the large health items give me less than that, but... ah, son of a bitch. How many is this now? 8?
Is that all they do? Just roll?
They
around?
roll and spew gas. And they take 3 handgun shots. So really we could just go back and get that box of handgun bullets we couldn't pick up before.
Mm-hmm. So we're just backtracking.
No, actually, we're technically still going forward. Oh, you can't see from the camera angle, but I busted open a crate. And, okay, shotgun shells. Since there's handgun bullets right here, I'm just gonna empty my clip on this lizard woman. Well, the magazine, sorry. I know some people get kind of anal with the terminology of that, but anyway. Where's my... There it is. Oh, that's another thing. There's sandbags around this area because of the lizard women, but I find the sandbag thing so annoying I just don't do it anymore.
What was sandbags used again? Just to throw it at lizard women?
You throw it in their face and it stuns them.
Oh, she's dead.
Actually, this is the same cutscene you saw before.
Oh yeah. God, my memory is so bad, probably because I want to forget everything about this game.
You thought you were done, but no.
Robert!
Lynn, what are you doing here?
Looking for you, you jerk!
Touching. Anyway, now that we're inside the cabin, let's just go ahead and clear the item of loot. Oh hey, another grenade. We're actually gonna max out our grenades pretty soon. Let's go ahead and save.
Into the light.
And then once we save, we're actually going to go back to the secret areas like I said before. In first person mode, because that makes it more dramatic.
Might as well.
Now, I've said this before, but anytime you find a grenade in the secret area, that means that the secret item hasn't spawned and you have to do it again. And here's more ants. And
what is it? What is it you're trying to get again?
There's a bonus objective for collecting 10 ant bombs. And you do that by killing the ants and basically ripping their asses off of their bodies.
Heck yeah.
Alright.
I mean, that's literally what it is. Yeah, there we go. Now, the reason they're so annoying is because usually they're on long straightaways like this, and you just have to walk really slow and pay attention to see them in the distance. But there are times in the secret areas where they'll just be around a corner and you won't be able to see them coming.
How much damage do they deal?
That much.
Okay.
And of course, by this time, we have so many health items that it's just like, it's annoying,
Whatever.
but who cares?
Mm-hmm.
Ah, damn it. By the way, max for grenades is 20. This is the item I was looking for.
Oh. A spike club.
Yeah, this is the last two-handed weapon you're going to get. And it's actually really powerful. Especially against living things. Sorry, had to say it. Yeah, the only problem is it's really slow to use. Unless you're in first-person view, in which case you just do the stab, which is the same speed as every other weapon in the game.
So much for balance.
Anyway, let's go. Another, damn it!
Just go into first-person mode and just finish it off with a stab.
2 swings, that's all it took. Anyway, now that we finally have the bonus weapons, let's go ahead and save. And let's go play with the sandworm. Now there's a couple ways to do this boss, but I'm going to show you the easiest way and the one that gets you the bonus objective.
Okay.
By the way, there are ant colonies here now for some reason. Weren't there before, don't know where they came from. Now you can just try to fight this thing straight up. But it's really annoying because it actually has a one-hit kill move.
I would imagine, since, you know, bosses in survival horror games are very, very dangerous.
Also because we saw it pretty much one-hit kill people the last time we were here. What I'm doing is I actually ran back to the entrance so the sandworm would end up right over there. so I wouldn't have to worry about it coming like face first at me as I did this. Now I'm running all the way to the ant colony that's way at the back. And somehow the sandworm can't catch me. But anyway, there's like a crack in the ground right on the other side of this ant colony. So we're going to lure the sandworm over here. And the reason is, the bonus objective for this boss is to hurl the giant worm off the cliff. And here it comes. I'm just going to move over here. And it's on the platform, so we're going to blow up the ant colony.
Hey!
And we have rewritten history again. By the way, I hope you like dialogue, because we're going to be sitting here for a while.
Is it okay we can speak our minds of what we read, or should we keep silent about this? I don't know.
Well, if you want, I could just summarize everything that happens here.
Okay.
First of all, we finally have a full name for one of the characters, Robert Dallas.
Finally.
And Robert Dallas is the one who wrote the Necronotes, which is the book that our girlfriend Michelle read that led her to this island. He's been researching here for years now, and he's trying to make his way back up to the cliff that we're going to go to rescue Michelle.
Alright.
By the way, Lynn is not actually injured, she's just giving Robert a hard time. She doesn't say that here, she just mentions it later on. I just thought I'd mention that because spot the likable character.
Subtle.
To be fair, Ray actually does, like, show a nicer side to him, and he's showing that he's, like, really fiercely loyal to Michelle. But by this point, you just don't give a damn.
Well, maybe the story was better crafted. I think, you know, people would actually care more, but...
See, the problem is I don't know if it's, like, the fault of the original writers or the fault of the people who translated this.
I would have to maybe say, maybe the translation, maybe?
You know what, I'm gonna be fair and blame everyone.
Yeah, might as well. Because even if we did have a better translation, it probably wouldn't help with the, you know, with the iffy narrative that this game possesses.
I mean, even when you consider that it's supposed to be kind of like B-movie-esque, this is still just kind of dull.
Yeah, but you can do a lot worse when it comes to video game writing in other games. Trust me.
Now, apparently because we went through the wormhole, as Robert just mentioned, seismic activity is going up on the island, which means that the volcano, which exists at the top of the mountain, is going to erupt relatively soon.
The Cave of Time?
Yeah, that's where we're going to eventually find Michelle.
Okay.
I love how even Lynn is like, this is bullshit. By the way, the creature Beelzebub is actually one of the final bosses. And it's a huge letdown.
Because is there like some sort of strategy that you can do by killing off like you did with the sand?
Yes, there is a really easy way to kill it. By the way, I don't know if you noticed, but Robert actually coughed earlier. Like, his dialogue actually said cough. That's supposed to be foreshadowing something. But I don't want to say what it is because it's so goddamn ridiculous. I want to leave it for the people who were in that video.
Alright.
By the way, I love how Robert's really insistent about hearing about the Cave of Time, even though he reveals later he's actually been in there several times.
And he hasn't had a chance to, be successful.
Well, he succeeds at something. I don't want to say what it is. Yeah, there's the bonus objective. Now, we could just walk out of this area, but you know me, I'm an item whore, and also, there are still some exploding ants in the area, so I'm going to celebrate with a little skeet shooting.
Yay!
And, of course, health items.
Gotta get those health items. Because who knows, maybe the final boss might require you to use all your health items that you've been saving up.
I kind of doubt it. By the way, it is actually possible to destroy the ant colonies with your guns, or even with your melee weapons. But of course, with the melee weapon, you'd be standing right next to it as it blows up, so you'd take damage. And I think they really wanted me to use grenades here, because all of the crates in this area have grenades in them.
Yep, and you ended up not using a single grenade.
Yep. In fact, we only used up... yeah, just 2 ant bombs. That's all it took to beat this boss. We actually wind up having another boss later where we use even fewer weapons.
So what, just one weapon?
Pretty much. I don't want to say what it is though, because I get headaches just thinking about it. And no, it's not a melee weapon, it is a throwing weapon.
Lovely. This game just, from what I understand, seems a little bit too easy for its own good.
Yeah, you pretty much have to play this on hard if you want any sort of challenge.
But isn't that like torture basically? Like you're just forcing it on yourself?
Yeah, kind of. God, I can't wait for this to be over.
What was I doing out here? What was the meaning of this trip? Was I just roaming around in a drug frenzy of some kind?